My friend, there comes a time in your life when heaven whispers something that shakes you to your very core. You've cried in silence, wondering if anyone truly sees you. You've prayed in the night, asking if love will ever find its way to your heart. But today, the angels are saying, prepare yourself, because the truth that's about to unfold will leave you speechless. Someone, yes, someone heaven has already appointed is deeply, divinely, and genuinely in love with you. You may not know it yet. You may not have met them face to face, but love, when it's sent by God, doesn't always begin with sight. It begins with spirit. And when God orchestrates love, it's not coincidence, it's destiny. Heaven has never been blind to your heart's desires. While you sit wondering who truly loves you, while your thoughts drift to the ones who came and left, heaven has already written your story. The angels have seen the one whose heart quietly beats in rhythm with yours. You may not know their name yet, but God does. You may not see their face, but heaven smiles when their thoughts turn toward you. There's a love that is not born out of human desire, but out of divine intention. It was written long before you were even aware that you needed it. This love is not random. It is orchestrated, guided, and protected by the same God who formed your soul. Many have mistaken attention for affection and affection for love. You've seen people come into your life promising forever, only to vanish when the weight of commitment grew heavy. But the one heaven has chosen for you is different. Their love is steady, not fleeting. Their eyes will not only see your beauty, but your purpose. They will not love you for what you can give, but for who you are in the sight of God. The angels have whispered your name to them in moments they couldn't explain. Perhaps they've dreamt of someone like you without realizing you are real. Perhaps they've felt drawn to pray for someone, not knowing it was you they were interceding for. Love in heaven's language begins long before words are spoken on earth. When God appoints someone to love you, it is not by coincidence. It is by covenant. That person becomes part of your divine story, a reflection of God's own heart toward you. They are sent not to complete you, but to complement you. They are not the missing piece, but the proof that God's promises never fail. Heaven knows who truly loves you, even when the world overlooks you. Sometimes God hides that love until your heart is strong enough to receive it, until your wounds no longer speak louder than your faith. That's why it takes time. That's why some people were never meant to stay. God removes those who distract you so he can prepare you for the one who's meant to love you correctly. And while you're growing, so is the one destined for you. The angels are aligning paths, weaving unseen threads that will one day pull you together at the right time, in the right season, under the right circumstances. When it happens, it will not feel forced. It will not feel confusing. It will feel like home, because the same heaven that guided your steps is guiding theirs too. Somewhere out there, someone has been waiting for the same kind of love you've been praying for. Someone has felt the same emptiness, the same longing, the same hope that one day God would bring them the one their heart recognizes in spirit. Heaven knows who truly loves you, even before you do. And when the revelation finally comes, it will make sense why others had to leave, why you had to wait, and why your journey took so long. Because the one heaven has chosen for you isn't just in love with your smile or your presence. They are in love with your soul, with the light God placed within you. Their heart has been quietly drawn to yours by a force greater than attraction. It is divine alignment. It is love that's already approved, already anointed, already known in the courts of heaven. And though you may not have seen them yet, heaven has already declared this is the one who truly loves you. There are seasons when you feel like love has passed you by, when every promise fades and every prayer seems unanswered. You look around and wonder why others find love so easily while your heart remains waiting. But heaven whispers, your waiting has not been wasted. Every tear you cried, every night you questioned your worth, every season of silence, none of it was meaningless. God was working in the unseen, shaping your heart, purifying your desires, preparing you to receive what you once thought was denied. The waiting was never punishment, it was protection. Heaven held back the wrong people so that the right one could arrive untouched by the damage of yesterday. In the stillness of your waiting, heaven has been building your strength. You learned how to pray deeper, how to trust when nothing made sense, how to find peace even when love seemed distant. That waiting molded your character. It taught you how to value connection, not for what it gives, but for what it means. You learned that love is not about attention, it's about intention. God used the waiting to heal wounds you didn't even know you had, to close doors that would have destroyed you, to silence voices that spoke of less when He promised more. The truth is, if God had answered you too soon, you might have settled for something beneath your destiny. Sometimes the waiting was heaven's way of protecting you from imitation love, the kind that looks divine but lacks foundation. The angels saw what you couldn't see. They saw hearts that weren't ready, people who carried motives wrapped in charm, intentions hidden behind affection. And while you mourned their absence, heaven celebrated your deliverance. What felt like rejection was redirection. Every delay was a divine detour leading you toward the love that was made for you. During that waiting, God was not only preparing you, He was also preparing them, the one destined to love you with a pure and steady heart. Both of you had to walk through your own wilderness. You had to learn faith in solitude, to discover identity in silence, to let go of broken patterns that could have poisoned your promise. The waiting season was heaven's classroom, where lessons of patience, discernment, and endurance were written into your soul. You learned to stop chasing love and start becoming love. Because only when you become whole can you attract what is holy. You might have felt forgotten, but heaven never forgot you. Every time you thought nothing was happening, something sacred was shifting. God was aligning timing, refining motives, and cleansing paths. The waiting allowed you to grow into the kind of person who could sustain a divine relationship. Without that process, even the right love might have crumbled under the weight of unhealed pain. Waiting was heaven's gift to you, not its denial. It was the pause that perfects purpose. And though you may have cried in the darkness, those tears watered seeds of faith. They prepared your spirit to recognize real love when it finally arrives. Because now you'll know the difference between someone who desires you and someone who's destined for you. You'll no longer beg for love, you'll recognize when it's sent from above. The waiting stripped away your illusions and strengthened your spirit. It didn't delay your promise, it developed you for it. Heaven has seen your faithfulness, your quiet endurance, your surrender in the waiting. And soon, what once felt like emptiness will overflow with purpose. The one you've been praying for will come, and you'll understand why God made you wait. Because the love He's sending isn't ordinary, it's sacred. And every moment you spent waiting was heaven preparing you to receive it with gratitude, not desperation. You'll see that the waiting wasn't wasted, it was the foundation for the miracle to stand upon. Somewhere, even now, God is preparing the one who is meant to love you. While you walk through your own lessons, your own healing, and your own transformation, they too are being shaped by divine hands. You may not see it, but heaven is working on both sides of the story. Every test you face, every prayer they whisper, every challenge you both overcome is part of a divine design that will one day unite two hearts that were always meant to find each other. The angels are watching over this process carefully, ensuring that both of you are ready not just to meet, but to sustain the kind of love heaven can trust. Sometimes you wonder if they even exist, if someone truly has the capacity to love with patience, honesty, and faith. But God is not careless with his promises. The one meant for you is walking their own road of preparation. They are learning how to love through the trials they face, how to forgive, how to remain faithful when it's easier to give up. They are not perfect, but they are being perfected. Just as God has been refining you, he has been refining them, molding their character, softening their heart, and shaping their spirit to align with yours. You see, divine love requires maturity. It's not born from impulsive emotions, but from spiritual readiness. Heaven will not unite two unprepared hearts, because love that isn't rooted in faith cannot survive storms. That's why it feels delayed. That's why God hasn't yet revealed them. He wants both of you strong enough to carry the blessing without breaking under its weight. The one meant for you is being taught how to protect your peace, how to honor your worth, and how to stand beside you through both sunshine and shadow. While you've been waiting, they've been healing. Maybe they've gone through disappointment too. Maybe they've loved and lost, prayed and waited, cried out just like you have. Their journey mirrors yours in ways you don't yet understand. God uses the wilderness to prepare hearts for promised lands. He takes his time because he values what he's building. And when he brings two prepared souls together, the bond cannot be broken easily. In secret, heaven is arranging divine intersections. There will come a time when your paths cross, not by accident, but by assignment. You might think it's coincidence, but heaven doesn't work through chance. It works through timing. The same God who's teaching you patience is teaching them purpose. The same Spirit that comforts you in lonely nights is whispering to them about destiny. They are learning lessons that will make them capable of loving you in the way you were always meant to be loved. You may not recognize them immediately when they appear. You might not even see the preparation in the beginning, but something within your spirit will know. There will be peace in their presence, a quiet recognition that feels like coming home. That's the sign of divine preparation. It feels right, not rushed. Heaven always finishes what it starts. And when both hearts are ready, the connection will unfold naturally, powerfully, and beautifully. Until then, trust the process. The waiting is not a pause in your love story. It's part of it. The one meant for you is being prepared even through the moments that seem uncertain. God is shaping their heart to match yours in rhythm and purpose. And when the time comes, you'll see that every delay was worth it. The one you're praying for has been praying for you too. Heaven has heard both voices and is writing a love story so intentional, so divine, that when it finally comes together, you'll know it was always God's hand that brought you two as one. When love comes from heaven, it carries peace with it. It doesn't stir confusion, it doesn't bring fear, and it doesn't make you question your worth. Divine love comes quietly but powerfully, wrapping your heart in stillness instead of chaos. It doesn't need to prove itself through constant words or dramatic gestures, because its presence alone testifies of its truth. When God ordains a connection, it won't feel like you're chasing, begging, or trying to convince someone to stay. It will simply flow. There will be an undeniable sense that this love is safe, that it's covered by grace, and that it was meant to be. Too often people confuse intensity with love. They think passion means purpose, that a spark means destiny. But the kind of love heaven sends doesn't burn you, it warms you. It doesn't drain your energy, it restores it. It doesn't make you lose yourself. It helps you become who you were always meant to be. When someone is truly sent by God, their presence doesn't cause anxiety, it calms your soul. You'll feel peace in their silence, reassurance in their consistency, and strength in their